I think most people think of meal times as the best times of their life. It's social, and we're spending time with people we care about. You're breaking bread, and to us, we're really humbled, honored that people will think of serving Turners to their family and friends at mealtime. Steve and I go to Eaton Park every Friday. You go up to this restaurant, and there's a table of people that are there every single Friday morning that I don't think know each other, except they show up to have breakfast together, and they become good friends.
Oh, can I get a little bit more chocolate milk when you have a second? Thank you.
Divided into 4 different segments.
Is this here or is that at the farm?
No, this is here.
Or was that out at the pig farm?
No,
That was here?
this is the dairy farm. This is their original. This is our
My father, Charles G. Turner, is the founder of Turner Dairy Farms. And my mother, Lydia, they had a remarkable marriage and family. He had a vision to make his life not just count for something, but to have impact and value for others. He believed that people were the most important resource in life.
I would hear from my grandpap when he talks about his dad, my great-grandfather, is how, which I love this, when he would walk around and talk to people throughout the plant, he would tell everybody that they have the most important job at the dairy.
He said, you know, my first job is to walk through the plant and talk to people, and before I do that, I listen to something and find somebody that did something good that day or the day before. And he said, I'd like to go in and I'd like to pat him on the back.
I just think that was so cool, like that concept, because it's true. Like everybody's job is so important, and then he would go out of his way to make everybody feel important.
The way that our business started was my dad was the oldest of 10 children. They had a child every other year or so. His youngest brother was 20 years younger than he was.
He was raised in a small family dairy business in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania. He came out of school in 8th grade, and he joined his father to help milk cows 7 days a week. It was raw milk, but 6 days they delivered. It wasn't yet in glass bottles. It would have been pans and pitchers. In 1929, the stock market crashed, and it had great impact here in Pittsburgh. And these are industrialists, bankers, professionals, and they weren't able to pay cash every day. They requested terms. Well, his father, because of the crisis, was adamant, cash. Well, my father had a disagreement. He said, I've been serving these families and their children for the last 8 years, and I'm going to serve them. So Dad separated from his father on good terms and came here to Penn Hills and approached the Fry family. And this was a mother. Her husband had died in a mine accident. She had a daughter, Grace. So the two of them lived on 50 acres of land. They needed cash. And Dad approached them, I would like to rent your land. Grace began to work for him and set up shop, and he would milk his cows and take that milk back into Wilkinsburg and deliver it to his customers. He raised my family, his 3 sons, here right near a mile away from the dairy. So we grew up on a dairy farm. In 1953, it became Turner Dairy Farms Incorporated. And so from that humble beginning, we were mostly home delivery.
Little dynamics about our family. There are 3 brothers, second generation. Older brother, Jim, he was 13 years older than I was, went to Penn State. We decided that it was kind of foolish for Walt and I to go to the same university and learn the same thing and bring it back here. I went to Penn State, he went to Michigan State. As I was thinking about this interview a couple of days ago, you know, we had the motto of with my dad, and it really was important to all of us, was that perfect products.
Perfect products.
Perfect products.
Perfect products.
Perfect service.
Perfect service.
Treat people. Treat people.
Treat people right.
He also developed this idea of this farm to table with fresh products. We were competing at the time, but what he thought was we needed more than just milk. So we had about 3,000 to 3,500 chickens laying eggs. He also made whole hog sausage. And then Thanksgiving and Christmas, we raised turkeys. And so we had fresh turkeys off our trucks.
Taking care of turkeys is not glamorous, but it's a great job to tell people, you know, friends say, oh, I worked at McDonald's. Oh, I'm like, I gutted turkeys. My sister Amy, she was stuck on the gizzard skinner, which meant she had her back to all of us so we could throw things at her while she was working. Cousins are gross with each other, they are. The advantage that us in the third generation have is that I grew up with my grandfather. I saw him treating people right when we were doing turkeys. Now working with my dad and my uncles, again, they demonstrated. It's not just something we hang on the wall. I got to grow up with my cousin Chuck and my cousin Tim and Jenny and folks who are working here. When it became time for them to be my coworkers, I knew them, I trusted them.
Eaton Park has been a fantastic partner of ours for 35-ish years. They're one of the few that when they say they care about local, they actually go out and do that. It was the early 2000s, they came to us and said, we don't want to have artificial hormones in our dairy products anymore. We feel like that's important for our customers. What we're able to do is actually bring them with us to our farms, have those conversations across a table and say, this is why it's important, this is why we feel we need to do it, and this is how we think we can all get there successfully.
Mealtime for us has always been very special. We are the kitchen and living rooms for many people throughout the community. Our restaurant business and serving people meals each and every day, there's really two aspects to it, one of which is the service, but we also have to have good food coming in. A little over 30 years now, we really started working very strongly with Turner Dairy because of the fact that, one, they're a wonderful family-owned business, but they produce a wonderful product. And I remember spending some time with Chuck, visiting the family farms that they buy from, sitting at their kitchen tables, talking about their struggles, and them understanding our business also. They focus on quality, they're very committed to their family, they're very committed to their team members, all things that we also focus on as a business. And so we dovetail very perfectly together.
My grandfather, he really was a farmer. His hands were dirty all the time. His overalls were on every day. The farmers that are producing for us, we're very pro them. We know they go home with dirty hands.
We used to milk cows right here in Penn Hills until 1999. Dairy farming's a tough life. The best case, you're looking at, the backside of a cow twice a day, every single day, no holidays, no days off. Quality standards always have to be met day in, day out, and they have tough decisions. It's really about one-on-one relationships with 30 dairy farmers and how do we work together to do our best for customers.
Many of our farms we've partnered with for generations, like the Shirees. It's really about doing the little things right every day rather than big picture stuff, and that's how you get to high quality, as well as being good people. They're good families.
We've been producing milk for Turner Dairy for 20 plus years. Because of premium in price and because of the family atmosphere, to get away from the large corporations.
It's providing a product that is sourced from people that you trust, opposed to a nameless, faceless store brand label. It's providing a culture for an area. It is allowing businesses to grow in smaller, low-income areas. It's providing more jobs for local people. It's such an ecosystem around here that my dad and my grandpa have created. There's so many things that are working together to be able to, not just provide the best quality products that we can, but to try to make sure all those things can thrive off of each other.
The quote that we kind of live by here is, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. There's no such thing as static. It doesn't just mean growing in size, but innovating.
It's very difficult to try to do things the way things were done 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Technology is huge in agriculture anymore, and every cow has a little ear tag that tracks everything. It's just that attention to detail that in turn makes healthier cows.
My biggest hope is, especially for trade kids, that the next generation takes more pride in the work that they are doing. Not only from a financial standpoint, you are providing something useful to the economy, yes, but to your culture and to your area.
The quality of the animals and how they're taken care of means a lot to us and to the community. I do love what I do. You can't do what we do and not have a passion for it. Carrying on the legacy of the farm is probably one of the most important things to me. I guess there's a lot of people think the way I farm, I do it for money. If I was gonna do something for money, it wouldn't be farming. But I farm the way I farm to hopefully continue the farm to the next generation. There's very few people realize that the biggest industry in Pennsylvania is farming. One of the hardest things about what we do is people not understanding what's involved in producing their food.
At the end of the day, it's a lifestyle. Nobody just wakes up one day in their 30s and is like, I gotta be a dairy farmer.
The thing that you realize right away is we can't do anything to make milk any better than it is when it arrives off the tanker from the farm. So we maintain a program where we test milk from every farm all the time. Our plant testing regimen is really thorough. Every single product that's produced every day is tested 3 different times throughout its shelf life for quality.
The one thing in the industry that people say about milk is that it never stops moving. From the time it's milked, there's not a lot of downtime. There's regulation, but there's also just the nature of the business that short shelf life the milk has to get from the farm to us within a day or two. We're processing that milk the next day, and then within a couple of days, virtually all of that milk's delivered to our customers. And within a week, the vast majority of it's going to be consumed already.
The company's overcome a lot of tough times in 95 years. The Depression, World War II, the gasoline crises, runaway inflation. Our truck shop caught on fire and we lost it. Probably the biggest one would be COVID. We just decided early on, we're not going to lay anybody off, and we're going to buy the milk our farmers produce, whether we can find a sale for it or not. Everybody maintained their jobs here, and our farmers all had a market the whole time through COVID. We struggled with operations as a lot of companies did, but we didn't struggle nearly as much because we had that trust factor with the families that were already involved in our operation, but also with suppliers and customers.
Non-family members have always been extremely important, but there's also a lot of families that work for us.
One of my closest friends moved back from the military, and I said, come work with me. Now, her 2 nieces work here, my daughter, my husband. It's a family, they're all family to me.
Yeah, we have the Burkharts, the O'Learys, had a brother here.
4 brothers have worked here.
Wayne and Matt, Steve Stotler's dad.
Debbie and her son.
Debbie and her son.
Both her sons have worked.
Her daughter. Julian and Steve Doe, I think, are brother-in-laws.
Jim and Sydney.
Jim and Sydney, yeah. Yeah, we have quite a lot of family here.
The Turners are huge in, promoting from within. When they hire you, they truly believe you're the best person for the job.
It's a great place to work. Anyone you talk to around Pittsburgh and mention that I work for Turners, they get a smile on their face and they know someone that can't live without it. It's one of the reasons I've stayed over the years.
My coworkers, I would say, are actually probably my favorite part of the job.
To be a Turner, that's very humbling to see my name on the back of that truck.
I even think about my great Uncle Jim I never met, my pap. When I'm here working, I'm always thinking about them, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can for them, and I take an awful lot of pride in that.
I wanted to be a minister, and this is the greatest honor in the world, feeding little children and people.
My great-grandfather felt very called to take care of children in our communities. So that's one reason why we've been so committed to K-12 schools.
For the past 25 years, I've been doing Cows in the Classroom. Primarily, we talk about Turners, where milk comes from, why we do what we do. I also do an education program where we talk about why milk is good for you.
We're in 140 school districts. We're very involved with Children's Hospital, with Forbes Hospital.
In 1979, Dr. William Netchus was the chairman of pediatric cardiology at Children's Hospital in Oakland. He said, I'd like to have a safe place where I can bring patients, their parents and their grandparents.
The heart-to-heart picnic for anybody that's ever had any type of heart treatment at Children's Hospital. We invite them out to our farm for just a nice day with their families and a fun day for all the kids.
It's really quite a picnic to see these families come. Docs are out there too, so they'll introduce these families to one another and say, hey, this is your child, this is what he just had. And he had that same operation, and the future looks real good.
95% of households buy milk. It's a staple. It's really important for children's development, for families. We've tried to do fun things to draw attention to our brand, to our customers, as a voice for agriculture, for local products. That, hey, dairy's still here. We care about our customers. At the end of the day, who doesn't love chocolate milk?
We celebrated a 50-year anniversary a couple years back on iced tea. I remember my granddad worked in the mills. They had a jug of tea and a jug of water. We served a lot of mill times with Duquesne, Keysport, Glassport. All those people worked in the mills, and some of those trucks sold more iced tea than they did milk.
You can meet people on the streets. That's what people get really excited about, is the Turner's iced tea.
People from the military, they'll email in and they'll miss the tea. So we actually have powdered tea that we send to them now, but before we had the packaged powdered tea, we would make soldier tea in the lab and we would send it to them in bags.
Couldn't even tell you how many people have a tattoo of Turner's on them. We're fortunate as a city, whether it's the Turner's iced tea, the Smiley cookie, the Permane sandwich, Iron City beer. All of those things are unique to Pittsburgh. Pittsburghers love Pittsburgh and everything about it, which is awesome.
To me, mealtime is the best time. Our legacy to the community is rooted in our mission to start and end with making great products. The dairy industry is a great industry. We have the best, most nutritious food product in the world. And we also have a lot of respect for the other people in this business.
I think to be a leader, I just take great pride in that we continue to be the leader in the highest quality milk, dairy, and related products. Whatever it is we make, buttermilk, chocolate milk, iced tea, unsweetened lemonade, that it's the best, that that's sustained, and that it could even be handed off to Gen 5 and going forward. So it's pride in that, pursue excellence, and then relationships. Treat people right from the time they come to work for us and when they retire and beyond. My name's Walter Turner, and I'm part of Generation 2. I'm joyfully being the chief cheerleader for Gen 3 and Gen 4 to fulfill our mission and serve people well and honor God.
I like chocolate milk.